Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is CJ and this is CJ Investigates. Right, so I'm on a beach in Norfolk doing a bit of grounding. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. I've been up since what, 4:30. Body clock is set. That's what it is. But I don't mind because I'm in this beautiful surroundings. So yeah, today I want to talk to you about Magic Beans and their salespeople. I'll just pull my trousers up a bit. Yeah, in the water. Yeah, so Magic Beans and their salespeople. What do I mean by that? I saw it mainly in the Truth Movement, but I dare say it spilled out other places. And basically what it is, within the Truth Movement, you've got all these different types of characters. And they'll be telling you this and telling you that. Don't pay your council tax. Mortgage is fraud. You can challenge the banks, use this template here for the legal documents you need to make the challenge or whatever. But yeah, so I've seen everything from change your electric meters and all your utility meters to your own ones, because that's fraud as well. They're only billing agents. They don't actually supply you with anything. So while a lot of what they say might be true, I'm not actually sure it works in the real world. Now, with regarding the changing your meters, I was going to go down that road, but her indoors, she wouldn't let me. And I'm quite glad of that, really, in hindsight, because I bet that would have caused a load of issues and problems. So you've got all these people online telling you, you know, if you do this process, I did this, and now I don't pay for this, or I don't pay for that, you know, because the system is fraudulent and wrong. And while it might be fraudulent and wrong, it's all geared up by the corporations. And if you go up against corporations, you're not going to win, because they'll club together, they'll work together. Anyway, so I know there's a lady that I met through my local stand in the park. Now, I know she went on the whole journey of not paying council tax. I don't know about mortgage and stuff like that, but she had like a load of kids, few of them disabled or severely, I would argue, vaccine damaged, i.e. autistic. But anyway, she went down this route. I've not seen her for a long time now. I'd love to know how she got on with it, really, to be honest. But anyway, so you get all these characters online telling you to do all this. There's one in particular, right? I used to watch, a woman. And now, I don't know the woman personally. I've no animosity. I don't wish any ill or harm or anything. But I kind of like thought she was a bit flaky, if you like. But anyway, so she was one of these Magic Bean salesmen. I saw her personally, my own impressions, was someone that was just kind of like a fame-hungry person. Now, I'm not going to say who it is or what their channel is or whatever, because, like I say, I'm not concerned with them, to be honest. But yeah, a fame-hungry person anyway. So, I watched the video by this person. And what she claimed was she'd done a credit card, basically. She'd had a credit card for 4 years. She owed 400 quid on it, right? So what her thing was, she claimed that she contacted the credit card and asked them to provide a copy of the original wet sign contract, i.e. the credit agreement. And she claimed that they don't keep that information. So if there's no contract, then they don't owe money. So she claimed that she did this, and the £400 that she owed was just completely wiped, gone. They cleared her balance because there's no contract. If there's no contract, they can't produce a contract, then you don't owe them money. So at the time, I had an issue with the credit card, really. I was caught in a debt trap. So I had a credit card, I had a £4 limit, it was maxed out, and no matter how much I was paying, it never went down. It was always floated around the £4 mark. So I was paying it constantly paying this. Anyway, so what, you know, sometimes I would make an effort, pay extra to try and get the balance down, and then because you paid extra, you run out of money and you need the fuel to get to work or something, or you need to get a bit of shopping in, so you use the credit card. So you're caught in that permanent debt trap. Now, when I signed up for this credit card, I was convinced I signed up to 29.9%, which is a high APR. So I looked at my statement and it said I was paying 34.9, which is a massive difference to 29.9, although 29.9 is still huge. So I had nothing to lose. I was caught in this debt trap. I can't get out of it. I can't pay it off. And I'm just basically, they're just making money off me. So I had nothing to lose, really. I know I needed to sort my problem out. So this is it. Why I'm saying this story, it actually worked out all right for me. So it's not a case of sour grapes or anything. It's a case of beware of these people and what they tell you, because they talk out the arse, basically. So I got into contact with my credit card company. I said to them, look, I signed up for 29.9%. So why am I paying 34.9? How long have I been paying it? Can you please send me a copy of the original wet signed agreement? They're like, no, we're not doing that. I was like, excuse me? No, we're not doing that. We don't do that. But I see, I need to see the contract. I need to see what I've signed up to. Bear in mind, I've had the credit card for 20 years. So I can't remember what I signed up to. I never read the credit agreement. I just signed it and thought, whee, I've got a credit card. So anyway, I told them, look, if you're not willing to provide me the contract, then I'm going to assume we don't have a contract. So I'm going to withhold payments until you provide me with the contract. And they were like, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to give you a contract. So yeah, I withheld payments, and this went like on and on, back and forth. I told them I'm not saying I don't owe you money. I'm not refusing to pay you, but I am refusing to pay you until I see the contract. So anyway, it went back and forth. They refused the whole way. Let it default after default, put charge on the charge. So the £4 debt was now up to about they put about £1.5 grand, 1,600 quid on top. So it's about 5,600 quid that I owed. Anyway, completely defaulted. Went to a bailiff, which I considered a third party interloper I had no contract with, because my contract was with the credit card, and I wanted the credit card to take me to court, so I could like explain this in court and say, look, they're not show me the contract. That's all I've asked for. None of these charges or anything would have happened if they'd just given me the contract that I've asked for. But anyway, it gets passed to, I ignored the bailiff company or whatever it was. I can't even remember the company now. But just ignored the letters, had nothing to do with them. And then I get like a solicitor's letter. So now it's gone to a legal thing, they're pushing for a CCJ, that sort of thing. Take me to court for the money. So, realising that I need to sort this out, because otherwise they'll put an attachment of earnings or whatever, they'll be able to get it one way or another if I just ignore it, so I'm going to have to face it. So I did. And I had this meeting with these people, and what I was trying to do, I was trying to get them to admit what they paid for the debt, because I would be very, very surprised if they paid more than 400 quid for the debt. Very surprised. So my initial argument was, well, tell me how much the company's paid for the debt. I'm prepared to cover that and purchase the debt back to myself, so I own the debt. Now, they weren't obviously going to have that, so that didn't happen. But what happened was, they said, right, give us 4 grand and we'll knock off all the charges, the extra, and I've made an agreement, I pay them weekly, what I can afford, exactly what I offered the credit card company actually, and they refused to accept payment. So in the end, it's worked out well for me, because I get to pay debt off with no CCJ, nothing hanging over me. All the interest has stopped. I'm not paying 34.9. There's no interest at all to pay, because I've already paid it 10 times over, more than that. You think, what would be the interest for 20 years? 34.9% on 4 grand. I dread to think. I'm not good with money, figures and numbers and stuff, so I'm not maths and stuff, so I don't really know. But I bet it's a flipping lot of money. But anyway, so it worked out all right for me. But anyway, back to this Magic Bean salesman that told me online, yeah, they won't have the contract. That's absolutely nonsense. Because 20 years later, and this is a thing as well with the credit card company, to add insult to injury, after they refused to send me the contract, the minute it defaulted and they closed the account, they sent me the contract. You couldn't make it up, really. So yeah, I don't believe the credit card acted in the right way at all, in the way they handled that. I think asking to see the contract was a reasonable request, and withholding funds until they produced the contract was reasonable. But there you go. So anyway, there's no sour grapes from me at all, but I just wanted to test one of these Magic Bean salesmen in their claims, and I've tested it, and their claim is absolute nonsense. It's a lie. So anyway, this Magic Bean salesman, it's quite amusing really. Some of you might know who I'm talking about, some of you won't. But I'm not going to name them, not going to give them airtime. But yeah, it's always constantly, loads to fear, guys. Don't pay this, don't pay that, loads to fear. So anyway, this Magic Bean salesman disappeared for quite a while. And then a video popped up on YouTube the other day. I watched it, and it was a Magic Bean salesman that reckoned the credit card got paid off. I don't believe that at all. Don't believe it for 1 minute. So I watched the video. She's reinvented herself now as van life. But it's not what she says, it's what she don't say that I find interesting. Because she claims, obviously, that, oh yeah, in her quest for living free, the best way you can, is how she come to be in van life. But you know what I'd argue? Because she does mention about having issues with bailiffs and stuff, which is why she weren't around. And I'd say her not paying this, not paying that, caused untold issues, and she's lost everything and forced to live in a van. Which, you know, happens. I'm kind of forced to live in a van, really. I could rent somewhere, but I don't see the point. So yeah, my cautionary tale is, watch out for these magic bean salesmen. They don't have your best interests at heart at all. And this one that I'm on about in particular, and this is why I say fame hungry. When I looked into it, she was in the media for being some sort of sex addict or something. Now, the media don't write those sort of stories about ordinary people unless ordinary people go to the media wanting money for a story. Now, the story could be true, the story might not be. That's irrelevant. But it just shows you the character of that person. And then now, all of a sudden, it's reappeared. Doing van life, guys. Another thing that's quite popular in the UK. Doing the YouTube with her van life. So, good luck to her. Good luck to her, really. As I say, it's no sour beans. I know she's full of shit. And that's all that matters. I tested her claim, and her claim was false. Absolutely false. The credit card companies don't just magically throw away your or lose the credit agreement. Of course they've got it on file. They can produce it whenever they want. They might not produce it when you request it, but they can produce it when they feel like it. So I'd love to know what happened to the lady from the stand in the park that went down that route. But I guess she's caused herself a whole manner of issues. And with all the kids as well, that'd be a lot to deal with. And this is another thing about her. She was actually paying someone to teach her common law. Paying someone. Now, common law should supersede the maritime jurisdiction we live in, but it doesn't. You try using common law in any court in this country, judge will just walk off and giving you the contempt that you deserve, because you're not coming correctly. So what a waste of money that was for her, learning common law. I mean, it's good to educate yourselves, but watch out for the magic beans, man. If something's too good to be true, it is. But yeah, if anyone has gone down the change your meters route, I'd love to hear from you. If you don't want to put it in the comments, you can always email me at cjinvestigates@outlook.com. I'd love to hear anyone's story of how you got on with that. Anyway, I'm going to finish my morning walk. I feel absolutely amazing today. It's just walking along this beach, totally in touch with nature, in the sea. Oh, it's just beautiful. What a beautiful day. What a time to be alive. What a time to be up as well. Like I say, I've had breakfast. Been up for hours. Oh, look at it, man. Honestly, if you get a chance, get to a beach, do some grounding. It'll make you feel so much better. Right, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe and all that. Or if not, don't. I'll catch you on the next one. See you later, guys.